Hi everyone, Chad Peterman back again, continuing our series on Peterman's new DFS program. If you're feeling a little bit lost, no problem. We recommend going back and listening to the beginning of this short series to catch up. I sat down with one of our field professionals, Jeremy, to hear his incredible story of how DFS drastically altered his career plan. Awesome. Well, hello, guys. Hey, here again, interviewing or just having a conversation with one of our, I guess, newer electricians to a certain degree here at Peterman Brothers, and really talking and diving into kind of the DFS program. I don't know if Jeremy knows this, but I kind of know his story and the role kind of DFS played in it and the success that he's having now, which is just unbelievable. So we're so happy for him, but really want to highlight kind of where he found success in the program and kind of his background and kind of his unique story. So Jeremy, again, thanks for spending a little time with me this morning. As we mentioned before we jumped on here, you got some PTO coming up tomorrow and the weekend, so be enjoying some of that nice weather. But give us a little bit of your background. How long you been doing this? How long you been here? What's
I've been doing electrical work for about 27 years. I've done new construction, mainly residential work. I've been here since September 11th was my first day.
September 11th, awesome.
Yeah, and then I own my own company for a little bit, but other than that, that's all I've ever done is electrical work.
Awesome. Well, good for you. Well, again, we're definitely happy to have you here. And tell me a little bit about. So you were in DFS not too long ago. I think.
Actually.
Are you still in?
I'm still on. Antonio kept me on board just to hold me accountable.
Okay.
So
awesome.
He's not bothering me, and I don't have to call him. But
yeah,
if I need to, I can still call him.
That's awesome. So what was? Tell me a little bit about like life before DFS, and then like how did that change like through and then post kind of.
Well, to be honest with you, before DFS, I was getting ready to put in my 2 weeks' notice.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I was doing my job, and I wasn't happy at all.
Yeah.
And then I went into DFS, and I completely dedicated myself to the process, and it worked.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about like what were you struggling with? What was the hard part?
I mean, for 27 years, I've went in, diagnosed a problem, fixed that problem, and that was it.
Yeah.
And just retraining myself to educate the customer instead of just fixing that, going to that one problem, fixing it, and walking out.
Yeah. Well, I think especially in electrical too. Like when people ask me about like what's different about all three trades, I'm like, well, they're all completely different. You know, for some odd reason, someone came along and packaged them all three together and said, oh yeah, you can do all three. And I'm like, oh, they're completely different. And you know, with electrical, I feel like there's a lot of instances where one, people don't know they have a problem, or two, they don't know of technology, which I think has impacted electrical. Maybe, I mean, HVAC, the equipment's come a long way and all of that good stuff. But to me, electrical, like there's so many USB outlets, you know, overhead light, smart switch, all of these things that, you know, people have maybe heard about, but is it like, can you do that? What's that look like? So tell me a little bit about, you know, presenting the options. So like once you committed yourself to it, you started presenting options. Like what was the difference that you felt with like kind of that customer interaction when you presented 6 options versus I just went in and fixed that plug because that's what you
presenting the 6 options was a big help.
Yeah.
And just Antonio told me just to be myself, and it just worked out.
Yeah. No, it's a really cool story, and I think something that, you know, a lot of people can take away from, right? Because to your point, we don't need to teach you anything about electrical. I mean, yeah, there's always, you know, new stuff we can learn and all of this stuff, but like you didn't go into DFS so that Antonio could teach you about electrical. One, I don't know how much he knows about electrical. Actually, I was talking to him the other day, and I'm like, is this a good like training ground? Like if you wanted to learn another trade, he's like, unbelievable. Like I've learned so much from Jeremy about electrical that I never knew. And he's like, I'm not going out and fixing anything, but I do have a frame of reference for what's going on and different stuff like that. So I think that's really cool on that side of things. What are some of those things that you maybe learned in DFS that, you know, are kind of like, oh, these are like the things that I am super comfortable with. I know they're kind of the keys to my success that you're continuing to do, you know, being out of DFS.
Just building my relationships with the customers.
Yeah.
I just want my customer to smile when I leave.
Well, Jeremy, that's what we're looking for there. Yeah, if they can smile. I've always told field professionals, I'm like, I don't know anything about the technical side of what you do, but if you show up with a smile and that customer, when you leave, has a smile, even though they may have to have fixed something, we did our job. Absolutely. And the rest will take care of itself. No, I think that's really impactful, and I think your story, is going to resonate with, some of the people on our team who have been doing this for a long time, right? And I think the important part about DFS, any of the training and coaching that we do, is it's not about saying your way's wrong at all. Like, you know how to fix it. You didn't do anything wrong by fixing that outlet, but it's what level of customer service can we rise to? Like, I'm not saying you did a bad job. That customer, you probably left with a smile when you fixed their outlet, but what's that next level of customer service that's going to elevate us past that, I think, is what we're trying to get with the Peterman way. It's not about, we want to sell more things. We want to do, no. We just want to provide the best possible service we can provide. And I think you pointed that out with, I just wanted to provide better service was really my reason for doing it. Yeah, no, I think that a lot can definitely be learned from your story, and I appreciate you putting your trust in us, and I'm really thankful that you're still here. Watching your results and what's happening, and I think that's a key point too. Like, people are like, well, you guys, you talk about revenue and this and that, and at the end of the day, revenue is the scoreboard. That's it. It's a scoreboard. And it's not about, well, he's a better salesperson than I am. No. We don't want you to be a salesperson. We literally want you to present options. And it's my belief that your revenue numbers, your conversion rate, your average ticket are all a result of the service that you provide. Because that customer trusted you not only to take care of that outlet, they trusted you to put in smart switches and the USB outlets and the overhead lighting and all of this stuff that, well, crap, yeah, I'd like to get that done. That'd be awesome. And so I think as we think about DFS, we think about the Peterman way, I think it's just so critically important to understand why in the hell are we doing this? The why behind, why do we run this process? Why do we present 6 options? Why do we have DFS? The whole goal is to raise our level of service. Because it's my belief that if we provide the best level of service in this entire city and every area that we serve, guess what? We won't ever have to worry about anything else. All the results, all of the numbers, all of that stuff will take care of itself if we provide the highest level of service possible. So, Jeremy, anything else you'd like to leave with people that, maybe are in your same shoes? Maybe they've been doing it for a long time, a little bit apprehensive, like, what's this young whippersnapper in DFS going to teach me about electrical? What would you say? What would you say to people that are maybe in that space?
It definitely works. All you have to do is dedicate yourself 100% to it.
Yeah.
And try to relearn forget everything you've learned.
Yeah. No, I think that's important. And I don't even know, I would say that I get what you're saying. I almost say, like, it's just leverage what I know to maybe do it a little bit different. And at the end of the day, we're all changing every single day. If we're not changing, we're dying. And I think Jeremy's a perfect example of that. Change isn't bad. It's uncomfortable at first. It probably wasn't easy. But I think the key there and what you said was holding myself accountable and committing 100%. Like, if you go into DFS and are like, oh, the hell, I'll do this, but I don't want to, I'm a half-at, guess what? It won't work. So don't join because there's probably a person that wants to commit 100%, and we're wasting a spot on you if you're not going to commit 100%. Now, I'm not saying you're going to do it perfectly. I'm not saying that it's going to be flawless. We're there to help. So, but if you're like Jeremy and you are, okay, yeah, let's do this. I want to figure this out. To me, those are the people that we want indirect field support, because those coaches down there are some of the most caring and compassionate people on the face of the earth. Each and every one of them cares so damn much about helping people and seeing people succeed. So, Jeremy, I appreciate your resilience and just commitment level to getting better. We are very, very grateful to have you here. The more people that we can add to this organization that are of that mindset, this is going to be a really freaking cool place to work. So I appreciate you for that. And guys, I hope you got something out of kind of Jeremy's story, what he's gone through, where he's at now, and really the results that he's seeing.